4 Scrum Master questions. Scrum Master is thinking about a lot of different things throughout their day, but I've concluded there are 4 questions that can be repeated throughout the day in various situations, helping the Scrum Master work through those different situations. The first question I'm always wondering as a Scrum Master is, how can I increase visibility? Now, if you remember from our discussion about empirical process control, visibility, sometimes referred to as transparency, is one of the pillars of empirical process control. So if it's that important, it seems to make sense that we'd always be looking for ways to increase levels of visibility. Scrum Masters are navigating through their day, recognizing where there might be missing information. One of the easiest and most straightforward ways to increase visibility is to ask questions. If you're missing information, simply ask a question. That alone could reveal some new information that maybe the Scrum Master didn't have before. Once they've gone through that question of how can I increase visibility, it seems reasonable. The next question would be, is everything as good as it could be or as it should be? Now that you have more information, does that allow you to assess, are things the way they should be? Or at the very least, could be, if possible? Think about, again, a relatively simple situation where the team is facing some sort of obstacle that's keeping them from proceeding. Asking questions to gain more insight into the situation will help increase visibility, but then also defining what is the problem here that I recognize as an indicator that things could be better. Once we've identified the answer to that second question, third question would be, how can I help? How can I help? The Scrum Masters are always looking for ways to help others complete what they're involved in. We used to call that servant leadership. That term has fallen out of favor, but we still recognize that the Scrum Master has a servant's heart, a position, an attitude, a mentality that's always trying to help other people succeed. The fourth question would be, when should I help? When should I help? The timing of how you're going to offer help or how you're going to intervene. Now, the two questions together, how can I help and when should I help, should go together. Keep in mind, Scrum Masters are looking for ways to help, not just overcome a problem situation, but to help the team improve, to help them to grow, to help them move along this journey on agility, to improve communications, etc., etc. The timing of doing that, well, that's influenced by the maturity of your team and how quickly you need to intervene to help. Some Scrum Masters decide, I'm not going to stand in right now. I'm not going to intervene. I've collected my information. I know what's going on here. I know how I could help. And in some situations, the best way to help is to step back and let the team work through some of these problems for themselves in the interest of maturing and gaining more confidence in themselves in how they can navigate through these situations. That's also part of the Scrum Master's objective, to grow the team to greater levels of self-management and independence.